Hello everyone and welcome back to the Retro Recall. I hope you're doing awesome. Today we have a Packard Bell 7950C Multimedia PC from 1999. This system, this Packard Bell, is the first Packard Bell on the Retro Recall. When I saw this system come out as part of that e-waste haul right here, I was so excited to see this because I've been looking for a Packard Bell for quite a while. So, you know what? We have lots to do today. Let's get right to it. And we're back with the beautiful Packard Bell Multimedia PC. The particular models that I was used to seeing growing up in the 90s were the Packard Bell Legend computers and the Packard Bell Multimedia computers as well. And in that form factor, you know, I had a lot of experience with those growing up. I had friends that had those computers. You know, I used to go on them, loved having them because it was a different type of PC. You actually had a PC that had a matching monitor, a matching keyboard, matching mouse, and matching tower. Growing up, I never had that. Growing up, I built custom PCs. So we had custom computers built for the needs of what we were doing. And arguably, you know, you would say that they were more powerful or had more customization. Of course they did. These computers, of course, also had a bunch of different components and different configurations that you could buy. Okay, let's go over the system in detail here. So we have a Multimedia 7950C sticker. Really excited they have left the stickers on the computer. It really adds that nostalgic effect of the computer. The look of the system, specifically sitting on a shelf open for you to try out at the end of the day. We have an Intel Celeron processor running at 400 megahertz. I'm assuming that everything in this computer is original. We have 64 megabytes of sync DRAM, so SD-RAM. We have a 6.4 gigabyte hard drive with a 32 speed maximum variable speed CD-ROM drive. So they have a whole bunch of asterisks here, just with a whole bunch of disclaimers saying, hey, it's a 32 speed maximum drive, right? Because it doesn't always hit that. We have a 56K BPS capable ITU V.90 compliant modem. Those are a lot of words to say. The standards were still being worked out back then. 56K was a theoretical speed. They did not hit that due to line noise and a few other things. So, of course, they had to call that stuff out. Then we had software titles featuring Microsoft Word and Money 1999. So it was really cool to have certain software suites included in these. Because in the custom-built PCs, you'd buy the operating system separately. You would buy the software separately and things like that. But definitely cool to have that as part of the installation CD. We have power on and off, so instructions to turn on the computer, because it is an ATX power supply that's in this one. So we have push to turn on and push and hold for 4 seconds to turn off. And then sleep mode, push while on to activate sleep mode. So we have our CD-ROM drive here, our 32-speed CD-ROM drive. I'm assuming that's what's in this system. However, where it hasn't yellowed with the rest of the case, I'm not sure if that's been a replacement or not. We'll have to take a look at that. We have what I would think would be another expansion bay here. We have a floppy disk drive here through the Packard Bell kind of fascia here. And so it would just be a regular drive that it would have its front bezel removed. And then down here, we have the Packard Bell logo or writing here with an Intel Celeron inside sticker, as well as design for Microsoft Windows 98 case badge. So that's really, really awesome. Basically have like a typical case here, similar to the IBM M50 we had reviewed. You know, you have the case, and then you have your front custom bezel that's in the front to kind of give it that different type of look here. But as you can see, the case itself is in really great shape. Yes, there's some scuffs and scratches. We're going to do some of that cleanup today as well. But then, you know, we have all this yellowed plastic in the front. So I definitely want to get that retro brighted, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, over here on the back of the system, we have our ATX power supply. Love the fact we have an on-off switch here as well. We have 2 PS2 ports. We have 2 USB ports, which is also awesome. We have 2 COM ports here, 2 serial, And then we have one parallel port here for our printer. We also have onboard audio. So we have the audio jacks here as well as a game port built on. You didn't see that built on at all the computers, having a built-on game port. Now, the argument I had back in the day was you get better sound out of having a separate card, expansion card installed. My custom computer was better than yours because I had that stuff. Well, as years went on, motherboards and technology got better and better, and they started to really come out with different variations of the built-on cards, sound chips on the motherboard that did very, very well. Then we have VGA out here, just a video card. No idea what it is in here in terms of graphics. Didn't really mention that in the front. And then we have our modem, our 56K, and it looks like an Ethernet card has been added, or if it's part of this system, it is not noted on the front of the computer. So then on the other side, of course, we just have our other side of our case, which looks, again, fantastic. And I love the fact the coloring is just fine because this is the metal, whereas the front plastic is needing some TLC. But you can see on this side, the plastic is a much better shape than the other side. Just again, probably because of the angle in which the sun is coming in. Okay, what I want to do now is just open up this case, and I love the fact it comes with thumb screws, makes it so much more easier. I mean, a screwdriver is not a big deal, but the fact of being able to do that is pretty awesome. Now I see the sticker has been removed here, and it says void, so I guess I don't have warranty with this anymore, but okay. I guess I'll have to take the risk. Okay, let's open up the case, take the side panel off, and here we go. All in all, I'm very impressed with the condition of the system itself. I mean, it looks to be in really great shape, considering the fact that it's 24 years old now, and I think it's pretty darn good. So inside here, we have our optical drive that's up here. We have a floppy drive that's here as well. And then on the inside, it looks like that Celeron processor, if that's truly what's in here, is of the slot 1 variety. So I had some Celeron processors back in the day that did have some slot, but I haven't been able to get any more in my collection since then. I mean, having one here is really cool. So yeah, it's going to require a little bit of cleaning, but not terrible amount there. It's actually looking pretty darn good. Now the memory, it states that it had 64 megs of SD memory. Let's take a look here. And we have PC 100 memory, and it doesn't give me any indication what the size of the memory is. So we're going to go on the fact that it's probably what it says it is. It does have the ability to have some expansion there, which is also pretty darn good. And one of the things that people shied away from these, if you were a custom PC builder, was that the OEM type systems generally came with much smaller footprint motherboards. They took time to try to cut some costs by, in order for it to offer a lower cost to the consumer, they cut some corners on the inside. Definitely something to be mindful of back in the time, of course, but you can see that with the smaller systems. So in here, under the cables and everything, I'm just looking around, we have a couple of IDE headers, and we have a floppy header here as well, all populated, including a hard drive. The hard drive is a Maxter hard drive. The capacity of that drive is 6.4 gigabytes. So I believe this is the original drive that came with this computer. I at first thought it might have been replaced, but yeah, it doesn't look like that. Okay, on the inside here, we have a couple of cards here that I do want to remove, and I thought today would be a toolless design option, but nope, we are not going down that road. Let's open this up and just see what this card is in terms of graphics. So we have an SIS 6326 video card. It manufactured 9th month of 1999, so it puts us in the late 1999 era. And then with some additional information there, no doubt supplied by Packard Bell. And so I'm going to leave that out for a moment, because in the scope of today's video, what I want to do is actually do just a quick cleanup in here. I'm not going to do a thorough cleaning. I'm just going to get some of the dust bunnies out of here, get this all kind of brushed down with the ESD brush, just because I want to retrobrite this case. I really want to. Let me know down below what you think about the stickers and things like that on the front there in terms of retrobriting. I definitely want to get some feedback on that before I start doing that. I do not want to ruin them, but again, it's something we're going to have to deal with as we go. Now, let's see. The modem is probably the standard 56K modem that it's been mentioned there on the front of the case, but let's just take a look anyway. Let's pop out this screw. And we have a modem. What does it say? I'm just seeing if it has any model information on here. Usually it says registration number, FCC ID number, model F-1156IV/A2A. So GVC is the manufacturer of this modem. So, I mean, I was always a fan of the US Robotics line. That's just one brand that I just absolutely loved. And US Robotics, USR, was just an absolutely fantastic organization, full of driver support. Eventually 3Com purchased them. Again, just loved that in the 90s. All right, and we have a very tiny, low-profile NIC here. It's this Realtek chipset. I'm just seeing if it actually has any sort of, is the Acer or AOPEN symbol there. So it looks like an AOPEN card. And I'm not sure if this is something that would have come with this computer. I'm going to bet not. I'm betting the sticker was removed in the back here to be able to add this into the actual computer itself. And you know what? Giving this system with Windows 98, presumably, what came with it, the ability to go online via network. So you know what? That's awesome to see. And I love computers like this. I love seeing them like this in this condition because as natural and as original as they are. And this one here, again, yes, there's dirt. Yes, there's stuff inside here. Not enough that we can't recover it and take a good look at it. Let's look at the board here a little bit. So in the board here, we have the slot 1 processor here, which is the Intel Celeron 400, presumably is what's in here. And then we also have our AGP slot, our 2 SD RAM slots, so definitely some ability to upgrade the memory if required, 1 AGP, 3 PCI, and that famous ISA slot down there. And I love the systems that kept that slot because that slot gives you additional abilities to be able to hook up ISA sound cards and other expansions to be able to utilize the fact that you could use an ISA card for DOS gaming, for example. We have built-on audio headers here, which is absolutely awesome, directly connected to the back of the optical drive. And again, that takes the place of, say, a sound card that would have that. So definitely nice to have that as well. And then we have our good old CR2032 battery here, which I'm just going to pop out now as we speak, because, we're going to end up having to replace that anyway. And quite frankly, I just don't want it there. So I'm just going to take that out real quickly. That's it for this. We have all the front panel headers there for our power switch and our LED and our hard drive activity light and all that. So we don't need to do anything there. Now, inspecting the caps, I'm not seeing any issues with the caps themselves, which is just a beautiful sight to have. The last couple computers I've been working through here on the channel have bad caps. Yes, we've been benefiting from getting them going and they've been good, but if I don't have to replace the caps, even better. So as I mentioned before, the scope of the video is I'm just going to clean this out, get this kind of all cleaned up and dusted out. I'm not going to be removing any components today. That's not what today's about. Today's video, I want to get all this kind of cleaned out. I want to get all the cards cleaned up, get them inserted back in there, and get the computer fired up. And also, I have the Packard Bell Multimedia Master CD. So I want to restore this computer from factory back to factory. I imagine if this is the original drive, it probably has the original software on it, but who knows? It may not. So I want to do a complete restoration using that. And then, and we'll go from there. So let's get this all kind of situated and get this all cleaned up. Okay, so what we're going to do is get the bench all set up with some monitor, keyboard, mouse, and get all ready to fire this thing up to make sure we even get it posting. Here we go. And we're back, and we couldn't do this without the CRT monitor in play. None of that LCD stuff. In 1999, we're sporting a 15-inch Panasync Pro P15 along with our Packard Bell keyboard. I found this at a thrift store. Very excited the condition that it was in. Absolutely beautiful coloring, and the same thing with the monitor. It's just the only thing standing out is this case, which I know we're going to be able to get restored. And then we have a Microsoft IntelliMouse. Unfortunately, I don't have a Packard Bell mouse yet, but one of these days I'm sure I will. Now, I did fire up this computer to see if it would work, just full disclosure here, and it did, and it took for absolutely ever to get into anything on the computer, and it did verify that it is an original install with all the original hardware that's installed. However, it has a ton of personal information installed on it, even to the point where it'd be very difficult for me to edit out of the video or hide just because there's so much of it. But doesn't this scream 90s, this image right here? Just love when I can rip out the old CRT monitor and get this going. I don't have a Packard Bell monitor either. Working on it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is fire up the machine. And we're going to go into the BIOS and set all that up. Packard Bell. F2 to run CMOS setup. We'll do that. There we are. We're in our CMOS setup. And okay, so we have our Intel Celeron. Sorry about the flicker here, everybody. I do have it set the best I can on my camera. It's not picking up very well. So Intel Celeron 400 with 64 megs of RAM. The date is absolutely incorrect. So we'll get that set up now. Okay, we have the date all set up here, and our floppy drive A is there, and all auto for our setup. Under advanced CMOS setup, we have everything looking good there. So first boot device is going to be our floppy, CD-ROM, then hard drive. That's perfectly fine. Advanced chipset setup, that's cool. And power management, we're always going to skip that. We don't have anything to do in there. And primary graphics controller is AGP. Okay. So we have everything, we have everything where we need it to be. So we're going to hit exit and save. Okay, so I have the Packard Bell Multimedia CD put in the drive, and from what I understand, it is bootable, so I do not need to have the Windows 98 boot disk on this. So we should be able to get up and running here in just a moment. There's that beautiful Packard Bell splash screen. And so we have Packard Bell Master CD Restore System. Warning, the CD is designed to help you recover your system if you are having problems. If you aren't experiencing any problems, you should remove the Master Restore CD from the CD-ROM drive and restart the system. Move the mouse over button to display its help. So we have Quick Recovery. So Quick Recovery will give us exactly that. Quickly restore your system settings to the factory default without losing any data. Restore our system, so format the system's hard disk drive, reinstall Windows, and set the software back to the original factory settings. Warning, this will permanently erase your data. Perfectly cool, we're going to do that, but let's keep on going to see what our options are. Reinstall Windows, so format your system's hard drive and reinstall only Windows. Warning, this will permanently erase all your data. So basically you can do a complete restore with all the Packard Bell stuff. You know, people back in the day called that bloatware. Or reinstall Windows just without all that. System diagnostics, pretty straightforward. Run the Packard Bell hardware assurance test to verify the hardware is working correctly, and then exit the restore menu. Okay, we're back, and I switched out the monitor just because I'm having issues with my camera, and I wasn't able to get for whatever reason, the sync rate to match up with the monitor, and the current refresh rate it was on. So that's something I have to work out, but we're back, and I wanted to not give everyone a migraine. Okay, so as I left off before, what we're going to do is click on Restore System. Plus, everybody can see the screen much better now anyway. Okay, click on Restore System, and warning, you're about to reset your computer to factory settings. This will permanently erase all data. This is like huge warning. Like, you know, someone got a hold of the CD, they pop in your drive, this is all your data. Store in your primary hard drive and set the system software back to the original factory settings. If you have not done so, select No and make backup copies of any program and files. Well, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and do that. Do you wish to continue? Yes, erase all data. See the picture? It's removing all the files. Okay, erase all data. Initializing drive. Please wait. The files needed for the Windows 98 setup are being transferred from your master recovery CD to your computer's hard drive. This may take several minutes. Now's a great time to ensure you have your Windows 98 Microsoft Getting Started Guide handy, because no doubt that is where the CD key is that we will need. Okay, after a few minutes in real time, we have the transfer complete. So the system is now ready to launch Windows 98 setup. To continue, remove the master restore CD from the CD-ROM drive. Done. And press enter to restart your system and continue. So let's click on restart. Okay, so we're getting our Windows 98 setup. This is automatically off of the master CD that's been already preloaded onto the drive as per its own setup. So I'm going to continue getting Windows 98 set up, and if there's anything different as per the master CD instructions, I'll stop and we will go over it. Let's go. Okay, and here we are at the beginning. So thank you for choosing a Packard Bell computer. Your system includes the Packard Bell tour and introduction to a variety of resources available on this system. Please take a few moments or minutes now to register your hardware and software. This will assist us in providing technical support and warranty service should you ever need it. Please press the enter key to continue and follow the on-screen instructions. Oh, the 90s. Okay, here's our user setup. So the retro, oh, there we go. Recall. I just love this keyboard. Yes, we accept the agreement, no problem. Let's enter the product key. Okay, start wizard. All the information is complete. There's a beautiful Packard Bell background there. Windows is now setting up the following items. Dial prop. I think we're good there. Oh, it's gonna make me do it. Okay, all right. We'll put that in there and put 1, 2, 3, and 1. So remember, there was two options when we went to do this. We had the option to completely wipe the drive, reinstall the system back to factory, which is what we're doing. Here we are.
Thank you for buying a Packard Bell computer. We've included some special features to help you get the most out of your new machine. If you've already taken this tour, just click on the Don't Show Me Again button.
Well, we haven't taken the tour yet, so...
Right at the screen, you'll find the Navigator Assistant. This convenient group of buttons lets you access some of the most important features on your computer, like the Packard Bell Support Center. The Support Center is an extensive collection of online support tools. By consulting the Packard Bell Support Center, you can often answer a question without having to call technical support.
There we are.
Your Packard Bell computer also includes a lot of other fun and useful Internet products and services, including Microsoft Internet Explorer. Before you get started using your computer, there are a couple things you should do. We recommend that you register your computer with us, so if you have any problems, we'll already have information about your system. And be sure to sign up for the Internet. This will allow you to take full advantage of Internet Explorer, Lifeline, and other exciting offers included with your system. You only need to sign up to the Internet once. We invite you to start exploring each feature of your new computer and encourage you to begin by viewing all the information in the Support Center. This will introduce you to all the support tools and features available on your system. Just click on the Support Center button on the Navigator Assistant. To view this tour again, click on the Tour button.
Awesome. We'll register the computer. We'll register our brand new computer here later. Okay. Please run the following. Sign up for the Internet with Packard Bell now, or sign up for the Internet with Packard Bell later. We'll do it later. I'm not going to go online right now. And let's see here. Packard Bell gives you the flexibility to choose your desired Windows operating mode. You can start your computer in either enhanced mode with the built-in safeguards to prevent accidental damage, or standard mode. We'll do standard mode and continue. Congratulations, you're now ready to use your Packard Bell computer. Click here to close this tour. Click. All right, continue going here. So it's doing the rest of the items here. Okay, now it's updating our system settings, our system configuration. The Windows, good old Windows 98. Whoa, the remix version of it. Before we do anything, I want to see if it actually did anything with the drivers to make sure they installed them all. Okay, we'll go to my computer and go to properties under device manager. But before we do, here we go. So we have Microsoft Windows 98, registered retro recall, Packard Bell, genuine Intel, Pentium 2 processor. Well, it's a Celeron, Intel MMX technology, and 64 megabytes of memory. And of course, it gives us the Canadian information because I put our location was in Canada. So it adds the support information in there. Under Device Manager, so we have our CD-ROM drive, which is our Gold Star CD-ROM. That's the 32 speed that we have here. Disk drives, generic disk drives, but we know it's a 6.4 gig drive. Display adapters, there we go. There's the SIS 6326 installed. For our modem, we have an LT Win modem. That's that GVC modem that we saw earlier, the PCI modem. And then our network adapters, we have dial-up adapter, but we should have our PCI Ethernet controller here. That would be the one card that was probably added on later, which is what I had mentioned at the beginning of the video. I believe that's the A-Open card, so we'll get that installed later. It's not a priority at the moment. Under sound and video game controllers, we have our Sound Blaster Audio PCI 64V card. Wow. Awesome. It just completely installed everything. I didn't have to do anything. Yes, there's tons of bloatware here, but I wanted that. I wanted to see this. I wanted to see what it would look like and how much fun this is. So my computer, Outlook Express, we have Packard Bell Internet Radio. Tell me that wouldn't be cool. uRocket Sign Up. No idea what that is. My Documents, part of Windows. Fax Talk Communicator. So it came with a fax machine. That's pretty awesome. Well, fax emulation. My Packard Bell Net Start. That's probably, let's see what it is. Please wait, the system checks for the location of critical software applications. All right, let's see what comes up here. Oh, special offer if you want to sign up. Okay, well, we're not going to do that right now, but it must have their own internet service. Direct internet access, options and accessories. What's that? Again, it's to do with more of that. So we have our Packard Bell registration, our Packard Bell Tor, which we just went through. We have set up the Microsoft network. We have Kiddo Net, I imagine for the kids to play on the computer. It's software, I believe it is. Here we are. The fast lane. Create sites. Again, it would require the internet to go on. You can print. Oh, cool. So if you had a printer installed, you could print something about this screen. My favorite, and exit. Again, it always brings it back to the internet. Yeah, okay, cool. So obviously that would be like a limited version of some sort of network or internet browsing. We have my briefcase navigator assistant. I believe this was, there we go. Yeah. So we had talked, or we had seen that in the tour that came up earlier. So we have support center, preferences, software, do it, in www.com. So the internet, shutdown, navigator, tour, register, media player, CD player, and wallpaper. You know, so instead of having to, you know, you're new to the computer, you don't know what's on the computer, you don't know what to do, you can just click on that navigator assistant, it pops up, and be able to help you click on what you need to click on. Cyber Coach, what is this? A complete support solution for do-it-yourself PC maintenance. So work with Windows, draw pictures, record your voice, shut down your computer, change your wallpaper, a whole bunch of different things. System info, these are under our quick links. So system credentials provide you easy access to all your system hardware information, manuals, and personalized view. Let's go credentials. Okay, so what it does is it takes its own information and pops it on the screen in its own format. So it gives us all the different hardware profiles here. That's pretty darn cool, if I would say so myself. So just picture yourself back in '99. You're a brand new computer user. Packard Bell and other OEMs aim to try to make this as comfortable as possible for you to be able to get into utilizing the computers. You know, this came with a dial-up modem. That was it. Didn't come with a network card. That was put in after. That's what we determined. Dialing up the internet wasn't totally mainstream just yet. You know, people were definitely dialing up, but yeah, it's not everyone had it all. So this is really, really cool to see. All right, we're going to go ahead and close that for now. And then so we have online services, so all the internet access you can have. So we have America Online, CompuServe, and uRocket Sign Up. Plus, of course, we have the Packard Bell version up here. And then we have Quicken.com, online finance, and Packard Bell Support Center. Awesome. Okay, so we have all these programs installed. We have a bunch of stuff running on the bottom right here. We have Packard Bell Navigator Assistant. We have Real Player. Remember Real Player? That's awesome. Real Player, I remember, actually, I do remember using this quite a bit when I was younger. Just the thought of streaming radio on your computer while you were using the computer was crazy awesome. And at the time, we had ADSL was the version of high speed we had. We were an early adopter in our household. So we didn't have dial-up for all that long. We did switch to ADSL technology. So we could have this running while you were over playing, you know, solitaire or something on the computer. So it was really cool. So we have all the accessories, just your typical Windows stuff, not a big deal there. Edutainment for kids, so we have kiddo.net there. We have entertainment, so the Internet Gaming Zone, Puzzle Collection, and GT Online Store. So both require internet as well as multipath movies. Finance and productivity. So we have Microsoft Money came with it. Microsoft Works came with the system. That's pretty awesome. Quicken, Encarta, 99, Encyclopedia CD required. No doubt it would have came as part of the OEM package with the system. Microsoft Word 97. That's awesome that they would have included it as part of the package, considering the cost of that back in the day. Packard Bell Learning Center, Internet Required, and VCOT. I'm not exactly sure what that is, to be honest. Under graphics, we have MGI Photo Suite, Internet Explorer, the old days of Internet Explorer 4. We have Microsoft Chat, Microsoft Net Meeting. Oh, geez. All the hours spent on those applications back in the day. Multimedia tools, we have Packard Bell Audio Utilities. So it's funny how they move them from, you know, is accessories still there under entertainment? Yeah, so, okay. So it kept it there, but then also created its own kind of shortcut here under Packard Bell Audio Utilities. So it has sound recorder, media player, and CD player. So Packard Bell Internet Radio and Real Player. Yeah, that's just really awesome. Okay, so under online tools and services, we went through that earlier. Packard Bell, so basically much the same items that were on the desktop, just the shortcuts to the desktop navigate to a lot of these already on the system. We have our startup, which is antivirus, active monitor. We have telecommunications, so we have our Microsoft Net Meeting, which is grouped into this category as well. Then we have Fax Talk Communicator. Under utilities, we have Iris Antivirus and our DOS prompt and Windows Explorer. Yeah, this is just absolutely awesome. I am very impressed with this system. Considering all we did was vacuum it out, the system actually worked out of the box. All we did was restore it using the master CD, and I'm so happy I was able to find that online and get that software for us to be able to do this and be able to restore this anytime I have to. The fact that it comes with all this cool stuff now, performance users would look at that and call that bloatware. It wasn't necessarily need to be installed, things like that. But to be honest with you, you know, being able to see the system working as well as it is, and you know, I'm happy with it. It seems to be really quick here, and I love the fact that it's all, you know, themed for Packard Bell, and you know, it's one of those things that, again, I'll rewind, that you're in the store, you're in a department store, you're walking through Electronics Center, and you're seeing this on the shelf going, I would love to have one of these in my home. We can't just leave it at that. We got to play at least a game, so let's go ahead and load that up now. So that sound definitely sounds a bit off. Now this is obviously DOS emulation. All right, Doom 2. Got to play Doom on everything we touch, and that's one of them there. All right. So as you can see that the sound was definitely off on the system. Again, it's using obviously some DOS emulation for the sound card. That extra ISA slot down below would come in absolutely handy to do a Sound Blaster 16 upgrade for the system, because I think that would be perfect for this computer. So in our next video on this system, I think what we're going to do is we'll take the system completely apart inside, get all the nooks and crannies all cleaned out, get it completely scrubbed out 100%, get all of this plastic restored back to the original color through retrobrite process. And then after that's done, I think we install a Sound Blaster 16 card and test out some games, maybe even upgrade that AGP card. For today, if you enjoyed the flashback to 1999 on this beautiful, very first time on the Retro Recall Packard Bell computer, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Please do that and hit that notification button. Change it to all. You'll be notified of new content such as this. And please leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've owned one of these computers. Let me know if you've had to go through the restoration process. And let me know if there's anything that you would like to see done to this computer. I'd love to hear it in the comments, and I reply to absolutely everybody that leaves a comment. Again, always making new content. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. We will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.